Happy New Year, guys. What's going on? I'm here today, the second day of 2018. Chilling in the car, but not really chilling in the car. Just kidding, that'd be terrible. I just left my first meeting in the morning. It's just before 9 a.m. here. Getting things going, really excited. I mean, I was working up late yesterday already till almost 1 in the morning. And it was the first day of the year. A lot of people were taking that day off, but first day of the year, we're definitely already behind. I mean, we got big goals this year. Every day counts, every minute counts. I hope you think the same. But today we're just going to talk about something kind of really interesting, which is just the topic of conversation everywhere right now. That is goal setting. So everyone, it seems, likes to set their goals around New Year's. It's the trendy thing to do. I know a lot of successful people talk about it, but let's address a little bit of kind of the stigma around setting goals and see if you're doing it right and see if you're doing it in a way that's as effective as possible, or maybe if you're just sabotaging yourself. So basically, goal setting to me is something that's really important because it outlines your path for the year. And if nothing else, it gives you something to look forward to, something to work towards, and it kind of makes it a reality, especially if you're writing it on pen and paper, which I'll get to in a second. But goals are like your guiding light. It kind of gives you the reason to do what you do. You know, why are you waking up every morning? You need a reason. Like, naturally, humans can just be lazy, and we all find it hard to wake up in the morning, especially when it's cold, and we just had, a week or two off of holidays and eating, and a lot of people have vacations, and now it's back to work, back to reality. So goals will give you that reason to wake up every morning. When you get up and you go, hey, I gotta get up this morning, I gotta roll out of bed, it's freezing cold, but I'm gonna do it because I want X, Y, and Z. It's a beautiful house, it's a beautiful car, I'm gonna make $1 million this year. Whatever it is, that's why I'm waking up. It's not to go to work, it's not to deal with that, annoying customer or client or whatever. I'm doing it for me, I'm doing it for my goals. So every year, I'm gonna talk a little bit about how I set my goals. So every year, I do a few things. So the first thing I do is I set kind of my high level goals for the year. And I usually separate those by 3 categories. It's usually health, wealth, and wisdom. If you've read Tim Ferriss's Tools of Titans, that new giant orange, his second last book, the giant orange one, it's structured in very much the same way, how he gives advice. But I love that structure. So I structure my goals by health first, because, realistically, without health, you don't really have anything. If you've ever been sick, you know it's not fun, and no money in the world is going to bring you back from that, and you definitely can't enjoy it when you're in bed. Or a hospital, or worse. So health is first. And so I kind of outlined my goals for health for the year. You don't want to do it kind of like cheesy and cliche and something you're not going to follow through with, like, I want to just lose 5 pounds. I'm going to diet, or I'm going to eat less carbs. Make it a little more specific. So for me this year, for example, I want to get my weight down to a healthy point. I definitely increased weight a lot last year. There's a lot of stress and binge eating, which is no excuse, but I was just piling in food, not really caring because it wasn't my priority. But this year, I'm going to change that. So one of the health goals was, I'm intermittent fasting now, and I didn't wait till the new year to start. I started kind of the second-ish week of December, and it's been working great. But intermittent fasting is basically where you push your first meal of the day a little bit later. Usually for me, it's about 12 o'clock to 1 p.m. before I have my first meal, and you eat from there. And the rest of your food, you try to make it semi-healthy. You don't have to go too crazy with it, but normal meals, stay away from the fried stuff, fast food, high sugar, desserts, all that. Have them once in a while, but for the most part, just eat healthy, but more importantly, just push that first meal. And when you do that, there's just, Google intermittent fasting, and you'll see all the scientific benefits of it for your body, the health benefits. It's incredible. It boosts testosterone, it boosts muscle growth, it burns fat like crazy, it increases focus. Like, I'm so much more focused and energetic in the morning. I wake up, I'm not tired, I don't even need coffee. Just a bunch of crazy shit. So if you Google that, you're gonna see it, and there's just tons of articles, so I won't go on about that. But one of my goals was intermittent fasting. So at least 5 days a week I'm intermittent fasting. Usually it's all 7 days a week, but I put 5 days a week just in case, because shit happens. But that's one of my health goals. The other one was to get to the gym at least 3 times a week. That's for myself. That's for energy levels. That's for releasing stress. I find that when I go to the gym now, I can actually let go of a lot of stress. I'm not doing it for anybody else. It's just for me. So get to the gym 3 times a week, and I've already been doing that also since early December. So that's another point. You don't have to wait for the new year to start your goals. I hope some of you start in December, and if you did it at the end of this year, consider not just waiting for the new year. If there's things you want to change by November or December, just start doing them. Don't wait. So that's kind of my health goals. Exercise every day, intermittent fasting, clean up my diet. I eat way too many desserts and sugars, and I have to stop doing that. So that's one of the big goals. But that's pretty much it for health. Very simple. I mean, I'm basically going to intermittent fast. I'm going to exercise every day and eat a little bit healthier. The goal to that is I want to lose pounds. I want to lose pounds off my body. I want to get slimmer. I want to feel healthier. I don't feel super healthy every day. Sometimes I bend down to tie my shoes and you just kind of feel that gut in the way and I don't like it. So, I mean, ultimately I set a goal this year, which was 40 pounds, which equates to something like losing a pound a week. So, I mean, well, that would be 52 pounds, but minus weekends and minus all that, if you're counting your 5 days, I'm fasting 5 days a week, right? So in any fasting period of a week, I'm losing about a pound. So like, that's pretty conservative. Even if I lost like, you know, I don't know, 1/7 of a tenth, whatever the hell that is. Like if I lost 70% of a pound, I can't do math right now, it's freaking early in the morning. But if I lost 70% of a pound, if I can't remember fractions, I would basically get to that goal. So it's not a super crazy goal. You hear 40 pounds, it sounds like a lot, but it's really not when you break it down. So hopefully by the end of the year, I get there. My next category, that was health. My next category was wealth. So huge goals this year for me. I mean, I set them way bigger because I'll tell you what happened last year with my goals, but this year I set them huge. So I'll share with you kind of a couple of them, not all of them, but one of them is to have a 7-figure income from all business activities. So I have a few business ventures going on and massive action is getting dumped into them. They were set up in position last year, and this is the year that I kind of get to ring them out and see how far they can go. So 7-figure income this year, which is massive, which means every day that I'm not making $3,000 a day almost, I'm behind. So I'm behind already, and it's only day 2. So that was a huge goal this year, 7-figure income. Gross income, but that's just, I mean, quality of life stuff. That's getting money in the bank. That's, you know, investing in real estate the way I want to be. You know, getting the cars that I love. I'm a huge gearhead since I was a little kid. Like my first toys were these high-end collectible model cars, and I've always went to art. Like, I'm just a total gearhead. I love them. So getting the cars that I want, hopefully for next year. Getting the real estate that I want. Getting invested more heavily in stocks and companies that I want, or positioning to get ready for that. Touching on a little bit of cryptocurrency. So just getting that 7-figure income so I can do the things that I want with my money, get a little more freedom in my life, and break away, because last year was just dumping money into setting up these businesses, and now it's time to start taking some back. So that was a big financial goal for me, and that went along with, I mean, for several of my businesses, client targets, how many clients I want to close, how many sales I want to make in different ventures, how much I want to invest and grow that investment. So it all kind of tied along with that. But wealth goals is basically, 7-figure income is the big one. That's when I'm waking up every morning, making sure that I got to get there this year. My last goal was wisdom. So wisdom, you're thinking, well, what's that? Basically, stuff you want to work on yourself that's not health or money making. So for me, it was meditation. I mean, I didn't want to set the goal of meditate once a day because as much as I'd love to, I'm not going to. But meditation is amazing for your brain, and it can really help you relax and get focused and get clarity. So I set the target once a week. Once a week, I need to stop for at least an hour and just chill out, focus on me, meditate and get clear. And if I can do more than that, I will. But I set the goal for at least once a week. So that's a big wisdom one for me. The other one is to continue reading. So I'm a big reader, and I want to continue reading. At least a book a month. I usually do 2 or 3 books a month, but at least a book a month. I know it's going to get busy this year, but nonetheless, I want to keep hitting that target. Another one was writing my goals down every day. A mentor of mine, a virtual mentor of mine, I don't actually know him personally, unfortunately, yet, is Grant Cardone. And Grant Cardone kind of advocates writing your goals down every single day, reminding yourself, getting on paper. So writing down my high overarching life goals. What do I want out of life at a high level? That means total wealth, what house, what car, what family, what health, what body, high level, what's it going to look like, putting that down every day. So that's a big one for wisdom as well as this year, killing procrastination through organization. So instead of just going through life, let's see what hits me every day and rolling with it, I'm going to pre-plan it. I'm going to own my time, know what my goals are for the day, know what my goals are for the week, the month, the year, whatever it is, in terms of actual objectives and things that need to get done, a lot more tactical than high level. So that's kind of my wisdom. So overall, we had those 3. So we had health, get healthier, lose fat, wealth, make more money, bring in an income, much bigger than I definitely did last year. And the last one was wisdom, which is, focus a little more time on myself, on my goals, and get organized, because procrastination killed me last year. So hopefully I'll just get them. So that's my goals. That's how I set them. I have 3 categories. I'm not sure how you did yours, but feel free to leave a comment below, and I'd love to hear kind of how you structure your goals, how you set them up, how specific you get. Do you have any sort of outline how I do? But that's my health, wealth, wisdom. I fill up those categories with all the big things that I want. I write them down. I physically write them down, then I take a picture of that in Evernote and save it, and then I actually transfer to a PDF file, and I print them out, and I pin them up, and I look at them every day, and then the high points of that, like the big ones, I put down on paper every single day to remind myself what I'm going for. It gives me the motivation to do what I do. And so that's my goals. But here's my point of this. Are you going about it the wrong way? And are you setting yourself up for failure when you set your goals? Because a lot of people I've been talking to are not quite setting the right goals. And what I mean by that is they're either A, way too small, B, not specific at all, or C, they're not really goals. They're more of like really short-term objectives. Like if you're a salesperson, they'll say, well, I want to sell 10 cars next month. Well, that's not really a goal. It's just a sales target. Like that should be your goal that you're writing down at the end of the week or at the end of the month. You just want to, I want to hit 10 cars. So that's my goal. But that's not an actual like life goal. That's not going to motivate you when you write that down every day. Like I'm going to hit 10 sales, get a bonus, and make $1,000. It's not going to do anything for you. So that's what I'm seeing a lot of. So if you're doing any of that, you have to be really careful. If your goals are just super generic, or they're not inspiring you, they're not making you strive to be or do more, they don't excite you when you read them, it's the wrong goals. And if you're not excited by your goals, they're not going to work. 100% they're not going to work. And that's what I learned last year. So I kind of touched on this, that I was going to tell you guys a little bit about my goals last year. Last year I did the same exact process, but my problem was I set my goals too small. And I wish I didn't, because the weird thing about my goals last year is about 70% of them came true. And some of them were super random. I did my goals in December 2016, before I even incorporated my marketing agency, Suit Social. And a lot of things I just wrote down that I had no idea how they would, like, this was before I didn't even incorporate the company. I didn't even have a logo yet. I didn't even have a client yet. I had nothing. And some of the goals, for example, were to hire my first employee. I never hired an actual proper employee before, just to kind of sub things out in any of my businesses. I always kind of did things myself, then sub things out. So I said, I actually want to hire a team member. And I did. Not only one, I hired 3. I had no idea how I was going to do that, but it happened. The other thing was, I just wrote down, get a new SUV. My car's getting a little older. I want to get into a new truck, which I'm in right now. It's kind of messy with blankets, but I'm in my new truck now, my SUV. And I just want to get a new SUV. I don't know how. I didn't have the money at the time. I didn't have anything on the table. Like I wasn't looking for one. But sure enough, 3-4 months into the year, I got a call from a dealer that I've bought from before, saying, hey, we're just touching base with our past customers. We have something in that we think you'd really like. It's a lot newer version of what you already have. Would you want to come in and check it out? It's a great deal. I said, sure. So I went in and ended up buying this SUV. By that point, I somehow had the money. It somehow worked. I made the deal. And it's just, it was weird. Like, I just wrote it down, not knowing how or when or even planning, and I forgot about it. And then at the end of the year, when I reviewed them, I'm like, holy shit, they came true. I set a revenue target for my business for the first year that was very conservative, and I hit literally, like, within $20 of that annual revenue target, I hit that exact target. And all I could think is, like, shit, why didn't I set it higher? Because I think subconsciously, when you tell yourself what you're going to do, you end up doing it. And so I don't want you guys to sabotage your goals this year by setting them too small. If you already did set them too small, go back, rewrite those goals, amp it up. If you said you were going to make $100,000 this year, push it up. If you own a business, especially, because it can fluctuate like crazy. But even if you don't, even if you make a salaried income and you know it's going to be $100,000, you can't change it, set it higher, because things can fall in your lap. You might fall into a new real estate deal. You might have some crazy weird inheritance. You might have a business, some business opportunity hit you in the head, or some friend come to you with some crazy investment opportunity or a new business you can start. You don't know. The point is, what I'm trying to get at is, when you set your goals, don't think about like, well, what do I know or think I can actually get? Set your goals as in, I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't see a clear path there yet, but this is truly and honestly what I want and what excites me. So set those goals big. If there's $100,000, make it $1 million. If it's $1 million, make it $10 million. If it's $10 million, make it $100 million. Make the money goals big. If your health goals was 5 pounds, make it 20. Unless, that's going to make you sick, but think about what you want. Like, if you're overweight right now, you're a little chubbier like me, and you want those 6-pack abs, how much weight do you realistically need to lose to get to that? Set that as the target. It will find its way through, I promise. So the big mistake that entrepreneurs are doing, especially when they're setting their goals, and business owners, is they're just way too small. They're too realistic, because you're making the mistake of thinking it through. You're going, okay, what's my goal? 200,000. Oh, but how am I going to make that? I only made 70,000 last year. Like I'd have to sell. Don't think it through. Just what the hell? Like what money do you want? And just put that in. Ask the universe. Set for yourself. Set for your subconscious mind. Ask what you actually want, not what you think you can get. That's the big problem. That's where people are setting themselves up for failure. Their goals are too small. The second part is be more specific. So for example, don't just say I want to increase my income or I want to increase my monthly revenue. Set the number. Like I just said, million, 10 million, 100 million. What do you need, right? If you want to grow your team, you have a business, don't just say I want to grow my team. What do you want? Do you want 3 employees? Do you want 4 employees? Do you want 5 employees? Why? What does that mean? What are their roles? What are they going to help you with? What's that going to feel like? Put that down. Think about that. Be specific in your goal setting, because the more specific you are, the more real it becomes. Like, how do you know if you just say I want to increase my revenue or grow my team, how much will it be? You're not really setting it. It's basically, you might as well just not set a goal, because you're not setting anything. You're essentially just stating something, but your mind, your subconscious mind has no idea where to go with that. Like increasing your team might mean 1 employee, but what if you want a 10? Is 1 employee exciting you, or do you need 10? You know, and that will match also revenue goals. If you're trying to make $1 million, well, probably your team's going to grow, right? If you're trying to make 10 million, 100 million, your team's going to grow for sure. So be very specific. Ask for exactly what you want in detail. And the third thing is make sure it is highly relevant. It's a proper goal, not just a little objective. Don't just do like, you know, I want to, like I said before, like I want to hit my sales target, or I want to make 1 extra client this month, or I want to, don't make little tiny, those are things you can set up. Those are like objectives that you can set up on your own, like outside your goals. Your yearly overarching goals should be just massive, exciting things. Okay. So make sure the goals are big. Don't think small. Make sure they're specific, that you're actually asking for exactly what you want. Don't be vague. And make sure they're actual goals, not little objectives and sales targets. Save those for the sales meetings. Don't set them as your yearly goals. Get excited. Get excited. And the last tip I want to tell you guys is think through your goals. Really visualize them. Feel them. Make them real. If you're saying you want a house, a bigger house, whatever, don't just like, what house? How big? 10,000 square feet? 15,000 square feet? 100,000 square feet? Like, I don't know what you want. You tell me. Is it a giant, like, 3-level penthouse on top of, like, you know, downtown super tall skyscraper, like whatever? Like, what is the thing you want? When you walk in, what does it look like? Do you have a pool? What does it smell like? What's the furniture? What's the decor, right? What's the color? What's the vibe of it? Picture yourself waking up in that house every day. Like, what does your bedroom look like? What's around you? What do you walk down into? Picture that. If your goal was $1 million, like, what does that mean to you? If you're going to earn $1 million, what are you going to do with them? Are you going to give to a charity? What's that going to look like? How are you going to feel? Are you going to buy a new car? You know, like, what's it going to feel like waking up every day and getting into that car and grabbing that steering wheel and going to work? You know, what's it going to feel like when you go to a restaurant and you don't care about the bill and you can just, you know, it's $200, $500, $1,000, doesn't matter. You know, what's it going to feel like to pay off all your credit cards? What's that money going to mean to you? You know, if you were struggling with a business and last year you put all your money into it, you risked everything, and you've been like walking on eggshells the past 2 years, what does it mean to get off those eggshells, to finally feel comfortable and feel like you've succeeded? Play that through in your mind. Do all this stuff and you're going to succeed. If you're just setting some vague goals, not thinking through, put them on paper, you know, just doing it for the sake of doing it, you're going to fail. You're setting yourself up for failure. Think these things through. Take them seriously. You know, like, this is going to change your life. And I hope that this year, by the end of it, I'll be able to do another video like this and show you guys how close I got to my goals, because I literally, not even 10x'd, I 20x'd my goals from last year. You know, and I'm excited, more excited than ever to just smash these goals. And even if I fall short, there's so much bigger that falling short is still amazing. But I won't fall short. We're gonna get there. And so hopefully I can prove this to you. At the end of the year, I'm gonna go through my goals. Hopefully I can print them out and show you guys and check off each one that I accomplished this year and explain to you how I had no idea how I was gonna do it, because I mean, I have the vehicles, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to get there. I don't know what it's going to look like. I just know that I'm going to get there. And that's exactly what you need to do. So make sure this year when you're setting your goals, if you've already done them and after watching this video, you've realized something's wrong, go back. It's still early. It's only the 2nd day of the year. Change them, edit them, make them exciting, make them something that you're happy to wake up for, and every day write down the big parts of them. If the big overarching parts of each category, if you remember health, wealth, and wisdom, if the big one in health is lose 40 pounds, you know, look fit, look healthy, get a 6-pack, whatever it is, and then the wealth one is, you know, make $1 million, you know, keep this much in my bank account in cash, whatever it is, and then wisdom is meditate, or, you know, like increase wisdom or peace or whatever the big goal, write those 3 or 4 or 5, whatever down, the big ones every day, and just look at them. And if you need to, visualize them. And that's another topic. I love to talk about vision boards and all that because I believe in that, but that'll be for another video. Right now, it's just like setting those goals. I want to make sure you guys set the right goals, set yourself up for success, and hopefully 2018 is going to be as big of a year for you as I think it's going to be for me. And you'll definitely be seeing a lot more. I mean, one of the goals this year was content. So big content, big personal branding push this year for me. You guys are going to see my face. You're going to know my name. It's going to start kind of, selfie stuff like this playing around, but I do have a videographer lined up. So hopefully I can get a lot more high quality videos to you guys and content around entrepreneurship, marketing, success, business growth. I mean, all this stuff I love. So just stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're in the Facebook group, I mean, this is a huge plan. Like this year, I'm going to blow up this Facebook group. It's called Business Growth Mastermind. If you're not in the group, go on Facebook, search Business Growth Mastermind. It's a private group, but if you just request to be accepted in, say that you saw this video on YouTube or wherever you saw it, and I'll definitely approve you. Come into that group. We got almost 200 entrepreneurs and business owners that are engaging every day, but this year I'm going to give them so much more value. If you guys are in the group, you're going to love this year. Trust me, you're going to see more videos like this. You're going to see how-to guides that you guys have been asking for with social media and all that. So huge stuff coming from this year. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to join my group, follow me on all the social media channels at Darren Cabral, LinkedIn, all that stuff. But it's going to be an incredible year. I'm going to see you guys a lot more. So thanks for watching. Go fix your goals if you haven't fixed them already and they're not lined up and they're not what they should be. Go fix those. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or need my help. I'll be happy to look over your goals and kind of, point you in the right direction. Let me know what your goals are. If you already set them and they're huge, I want to know if anyone's goals are bigger than mine. And let's go, man. Let's have an amazing 2018. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to see you back soon.